Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man in the Whitecaps jersey today, or tank top, Mr.
hmm
Chance Michaels, looking buff as usual. How are you, Chance?
I'm doing pretty good. How yourself?
Can't complain, man. I want to apologize to the fans out there. We have been absent from boxing for a little bit, and vacation, family commitments, these things happen, man. But this is just the way the business runs.
Yep.
A lot of stuff has kind of happened. But I think, you know what, Chance, in our favor, it's worked out that boxing is being a little quiet.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's worked in our favor, but a lot has happened here, man. A lot that we can talk about. Over the past weekend, we had the Jake Paul 2 night extravaganza, as I like to call it. Both him as a promoter, and let's just talk about that first. Um, Jake Paul as a promoter, man, is amazing.
Boy, smart guy, smart businessman.
Smart, right? Like, I mean, the way he's just scooping up all the ladies, and he's monopolizing the lady side of the sport completely. But I don't know if that's good or bad because I mean, at the same time, I guess you can make the matchups that you need to make and it'd be easier to make. But at the same time, where's the competition? The only one that's kind of still out there is the self-proclaimed GOAT, who's really hasn't joined up with the team yet. So I mean, it's her against 1,000, right?
Yeah. Well, eventually he's going to force her to join up with him because there'll be nobody for her to fight of name.
But well, she's in the obscure weight classes too, though, right? So it's not
Yeah.
making it any easier for where she is in terms of what she's fighting at and what title she's defending. So she's not really helping herself, in my opinion, in any way.
I got to give Jake credit. I mean, I'm surprised Bob Aaron, De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren never saw the lane to go into women's boxing and snag them all up because they've been around way longer than Jake, and Jake tried something different, took a risk, and it's
Well,
paying.
and I think this is what the difference is here, man. That all those guys' names that you've mentioned, Frank Warren, for sure Bob Arum, for sure
Mm-hmm.
Don King,
Yeah, happy birthday, Don King. Was he 90 now? 91?
90 something. Yeah, he's getting up
Yeah.
there with Bobby there. The only guy that I would have thought would have been a little different would have been Eddie Hearn because a bit more modern thinking, a bit more
Mm-hmm.
has his pulse on what's actually happening today, opposed to I'm not saying Bob Arum still lives in 1965, but Bob Arum still lives in 1965 when it comes to the mentality, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not being disparaging against the women, but let's just be honest, man. These old school guys have a different way of thinking when it comes to female sports. It's plain and
100%.
simple,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
it's no fault of theirs. It's just the way they were raised, right? I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe also they just say they saw no money in it. Because even when Layla Ali was fighting, she wasn't making much money. Nobody really cared. So maybe they
but
thought there's no money in it.
at the time that Christy Martin and Layla Ali were doing it, I mean, it was at the grassroots level,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you really want to make a comparison, and because we do wrestling, I'll make a wrestling comparison to you. I look at, and I'm not saying age wise, okay? I look at Christy Martin and I look at Layla Ali at a time when it was just Moolah and
May Young.
May Young. You know what
Yep.
I mean? They were the Wendy Richter, Kalani Kai era of women's boxing
Oh, yeah.
where that doesn't exist anymore, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so Jake Paul has the right thinking and the right model because he's more modern, he's more in tune with what's actually happening in the world. And it is what it is. I like it, don't
Great
like it,
marketer, too. Jake gets the word out real quick.
right? So you got that. But let's talk about the cards, man. There's not much to say about the card that happened on Saturday night, the actual fight night.
I
The
will. I
one
pretty
the
weak.
one thing I do want to talk about that is out of that is Lucas Body, the
Mm-hmm.
Canadian. Nobody knew who this guy was until he knocked out Sky,
Yeah.
right? H2O Sky. So,
Mm-hmm.
when he knocked him out, this guy got a rocket strap literally put on his back.
Yeah.
And he fought this Saturday, his first 12-round fight.
Yeah.
Two fights before that were 10 rounders. So, we can say he's gone the distance in 10 rounds.
Yep.
What would he do in the championship rounds? I'll tell you what, man, nothing but respect to Lucas Body, but this is good. You have to move up in competition. You have to step up. And did it look pretty? I don't think so.
No.
He got the job done. I think he was gassed by the 10th round,
It
in
was.
my personal opinion.
He had a
He
game
was
opponent too. He wasn't backing down. It was a good match. It was a good chess match. But body won the fight fair and square. But it
well,
wasn't a walk
he
in the park for him.
he was going up against a former world champion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest about that, right? So the level of competition from here up to here now.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think, that's how much it rose, just because of the caliber of the guy that he was fighting, and you know what I can't remember his name. I apologize. I think it was Rodriguez.
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Thank you, Roger Gutierrez.
Hmm.
Right. So I mean, Roger did. You know, he's a former champion. You can't take that away from him. So he
No,
brings
he's a game
that.
of
He brings that to the ring. He brings that skill level. He brings that experience that Lucas didn't have yet. The good thing about it, Lucas won, and I think he won handily. I think
Yeah,
he
he
lost
did.
the last 2 rounds. I don't think he won the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I did knock him down in the sixth round, I believe, sixth or seventh round,
I think so, yeah.
and got the knockdown there. So that was a 10-8 round. But I mean, you could see him starting to waver from the ninth onwards. You could see the gas running out, and he held on. So the good thing here for Lucas, great job, respect to you. You know, now you know what you need to work on in the gym a little bit more before you go to the next level. And I'm going to be really honest, man. I like Lucas a lot, and I support our Canadian guys. But if you put him against anyone in the top 10 of that division, I don't think he fares well. Your
Not
thoughts?
yet. No, I totally agree with what you said. I don't think so yet. Yeah, there's moments where he looked good, like you said. I think he's starting to gas at the end. He hasn't been 12 rounds, and his opponent is a former world champion, so this guy knows what to do. He knows how to take him the distance, and he looked good. Don't think he looked great, but he got the win. He's going to keep catapulting up the line, and eventually he'll have a top 10 opponent. I don't think right now he's ready for that. Another 1 or 2 fights, and we're going to give him a top 10 guy. We'll see what he's made out of. But I'm happy that he won.
I like the fact the way he's doing it too. Like he's showing that he still has stuff to work on. He's not scaring opponents away. If you have a
No,
great showing, people don't want to
yeah,
fight you.
nobody's scared to fight him. No.
But what I'm saying is, if you do really well all the time, and then
Yeah.
nobody wants to fight you, right? I mean, and there's a guy we're going to talk about here, you know, shortly, that's kind of facing that problem right now,
Yeah.
right?
Very scary.
You know, but the night before, the Friday night was Prospects MVP Prospect Night, you know, 14, the 14th edition of this Prospects. And I gotta admit, I love what Jake does here, man. This very top rank, like in my opinion.
I like
Where
this. I
you
like to
know
see
where
young.
Bob does a lot of the prospects and everything. So you know, Jake, respect to him, he brought all the boys out, and we had some great fights that night. Prospects, man, like we talk about college football, college basketball, they're better, in my opinion, in some cases, the NFL or the NBA because of just the way the kids play.
How
They're
hungry they are, how hard they
they're
want.
hungry. They
Yeah.
want it, right? And once you get it, you kind of diminish, right?
Yeah. They
So
don't have
I
that
love
big
that.
payday. They're trying to earn that big
I
payday.
love that about college ball. I love that about college football. I can't say that about college hockey because at every level they play hard,
Oh, yeah.
right? I think
Yeah,
hockey's that one sport where it doesn't matter what level you're playing at, you're always playing like you're one step away from the NHL,
exactly.
right?
I know.
So
I like what Jake's doing with the prospects. Cards gets some notoriety. Some of these guys that most people have never heard of, and women. Same idea that Bob Arum does. His prospects a little more well known, and the female side of it. The prospects card is way more entertaining than
that's
the fight.
great.
The fight
Seven
was
out of
kind of
what was
boring.
it? 7 out of 9 knockouts, and you talk about getting your name out there and getting recognized.
Yeah.
Well, there was this one dude from Brazil who had pink hair.
Yep.
Okay. And his name was Pedro da Silva Conceição.
Yep.
Knockout of the year, man.
Right.
If
As
you
it stands
haven't seen it,
now, yeah.
you got to go back and check it out. Check out our YouTube channel. We got a little short up there on that as well. So you guys can see it from there if you haven't seen it. The fight was great, but this dude just came out of nowhere and knocked that Cuban's head off, which is rare because Cubans have a head of stone.
Thanks for saying that. So the Cubans are so well trained. They have such a good boxing tradition. And Buddy had his hand way down here. If he just would have had his hand up,
Yeah.
you would have hit the glove. That was such a turn. He turned the wrong way and had his hands down. Like I don't know what he was doing. That was horrible technique. Horrible.
It's seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it just shows you 1 second of making a wrong move in boxing can get that done to you, right?
I think the best quote I ever heard, but the best quote I've heard in a while is Stephen A. Smith said it when Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson. He said, Nate Robinson, you don't play boxing, but you don't play not at this level.
No, you
great
don't.
Knockout,
But
check it out. Knockout
yeah.
as it stands right now. That could change at any fight, but it was amazing. That prospect card is so fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a great card. But you know what, man? Let's so yeah, that's just the guy we have to look out for here. Conseco, he's up and coming.
And one more thing, I actually wasn't at first. I wasn't a huge fan of. I like him as a fighter, Antonio Tarver. I wasn't a big fan of his commentating, but now I'm getting a little more used to him. I actually enjoy Antonio Tarver on commentary. I don't think he does bad. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had no problem with it. It was fun. I mean, everything flowed really nice on that prospect show. Good friend of the show, Hawken, was there. for both nights, man. Apparently,
all the way from Sweden.
all the way from Sweden, the dude flew to Orlando and he sat there 2 nights in a row. An average, I think that dude spent about 16 to 18 hours in that arena.
He's there from the first opening bell to the last bell. Yeah, with a lot of boxing you can see.
Now, here's the thing, man. We always talk about Vegas, going to Vegas, this and that. I almost feel it would be more beneficial to go to a Jake Paul card like that with the amount of people around and the accessibility to everybody was so
talked down a media pass. Why wouldn't they do that for us? You know what I mean? That's the thing I like about Jake Paul. He's giving the little guy a shot.
Yeah, no, 100%. But the funny thing was, Hawkins' seat, the one that he actually bought, was better than the media section.
I believe it.
Right? Like the media section, he says where the media was sitting he was ringside, literally. He was right by the blue corner.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
good for him. I'm happy for him. That's awesome.
No, good for him, man. And we'll talk to him. He's home now, safe and sound. Brother Hawkins, thank you for all the clips and all the information. Much respect to you, bro. Much respect. And trying to connect
with his body, it was nice of him to do that. Genuine guy.
Genuine guy. We're gonna get something good out of this, I believe, very shortly. But you know what? Let's just keep our lips sealed and our mouth shut, and everything will come. All right, let us move on to Moses Itauma. Now, the last time we did a podcast, I don't know if we did the review of it or if we were away at that point, but he had Dillian Whyte coming up. Did we talk about it?
No, we didn't talk about it. Okay, I wrote it on X. We didn't talk about the show.
So Dillian Whyte, man, the guy, everyone thought, okay, this is going to be the challenge for Moses. This is the guy. But I kept saying to everybody, he's being knocked out so many times. And
his chin's gone, absolutely gone.
Well, that's it. So you're putting him in the ring with a guy who's got that immense power. He doesn't have the pedigree of a Josh Wright yet. He doesn't have the pedigree of a Tyson Fury yet, or I'll go as far as to say he doesn't have the pedigree of a Dubois yet.
No,
or a Joseph Parker, but he has more power in that fist than maybe all four of them combined.
He's like the new Deontay Wilder. Nobody wants to fight this guy.
And what makes him scary is how calm and respectfully. He's like Mike Tyson, but nice.
Yeah, he's a nice Mike Tyson.
He's like a nice Mike Tyson. So the question is, he knocks him out in the first round. Okay, we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Finished off Dillian Whyte. I don't even know what the hype on that fight was. I mean,
I think they figured because he's been in there with some top fighters that
sure. But if he had never
pounds, he go the first round.
If he had never been knocked out going into that fight, I'm talking about Dillian Whyte, I don't think we would have had a problem. I don't think I'd have such an issue of people pumping it up so much, right? But it is what it is. So the question now is where does Moses Itauma go? He can't go down, he can only go up, but everyone who's up is looking down and not saying nope.
Nobody wants to fight him. He looks so scary, right? I mean,
I got two names that I like to throw at you and let me know what you think. Okay. The first name I'm going to throw out to you is a guy that was on that card as well. And he won, but he didn't look great doing it, in my opinion, is Hrgović.
It'd be a good fight. That round 8 was one of the best rounds of the year.
No, round 8 was great. I get it. But here's the thing. Here's a guy who actually has a chin. Like the shots that he was taking in that fight were just insane. Okay. I think Hrgović would be a great test because I think it's going to take more than just one punch for Moses to knock him out. But then again, never say never. We don't know. Now, the second guy that I like to see potentially do this against him is one former unified world champion.
I know you're going with this, Andrew
Ruiz.
I like that one.
I think
Andrew Ruiz has a little bit more name notoriety than Filip Hrgović does. I would like to see Ruiz. Ruiz can shock the world. We all thought Josh would beat the crap out of this guy and knocked him out. I'm not saying he would do that to Moses Itauma, but Ruiz can give him a run for his money, at least for a few rounds.
I mean, he's back. He's training. His hand's healed. He's looking slim for what you want to call slim. I guess when you're over 400 pounds, 270 is slim.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? So I mean, he's looking much better. He's hitting that bag. I think the Ruiz Itauma fight might be the one to make, man, or the Hrgović fights. It all comes down to that. But would Andy Ruiz want to take that risk on a comeback trail like that? This is why I think the Hrgović fight might be easier to make.
Yeah, I think Ruiz needs a tune-up fight first. You don't want to step in there with that.
That's what I mean.
Knock you out,
right? And there's talk of so as soon as if they strip Usyk of the WBO title again, does this mean that he's going to go Does it go straight to Joseph Parker, or will they have a Joseph Parker Moses Itauma fight? I mean, this is the only way it's going to go for the guy. Either he has another fight, or he's going straight for that vacant title.
He's such a big name. He's gonna be a big pay-per-view star here.
Well, I mean, if he keeps it up, right? But then again, we don't see much of him. Most of his fights haven't lasted more than 2 to 3 rounds, if that, right? What can this kid do when it gets hot? Does he have the cardio? Does he?
I don't think he's gonna fight like a Joseph Parker next. I mean, more like a Filip Hrgović, somebody a little bit
But
upper.
if they offer him the title fight for the vacant title,
Would you
why
take it?
wouldn't you
Yeah.
take it, right?
I don't know if they're gonna offer him that yet, though. I think they
You
might
never
want to
know,
work him
man.
up.
Turkey wanted him to fight Usyk after his last fight,
He doesn't deserve to fight him.
right?
Don't get me wrong.
Honestly,
I love the kid. He's fun. He's young. He's
yeah.
strong, but you haven't earned the right to be in the ring with Usyk yet.
And my favorite part of him, because I think this is a perfect segue to where we're going next, he has so much respect,
Very humble.
very humble, very, very caring, very understanding, but a vicious warrior in the ring,
He turns it on in the ring and then turns it off out of the ring.
right? Now, that being said, who do you think he should fight?
Oh, there's so many guys, man.
Out of the two that we said,
I'd say Hrgović.
You think Hrgović?
Yeah.
I think Hrgović makes the most sense, but I think the fun fight would be him and Ruiz.
I don't know if Ruiz wants that fight. This is his first fight back in a while. I don't know if he wants to play.
You know what? Money talks, brother, man. And again, another segue into where we're going next here, man. So since we've been gone, it has been announced that Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, the retired Tank Davis, the Tank Davis who said, I'm done with boxing. I don't want to think about it anymore. It's over for me. Okay, great.
Everything goes out of the show, he'll be right back right away. And he was.
Well, here, man. He leaves boxing and then he ends up with this domestic situation where, once again, and I condone this to the fullest, I condone hitting women generally. Okay, I condone any violence against women if you're a man.
Yes.
A girl on girl scraps, great. I'll stand back and watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when a guy gets involved and starts smacking around a lady, I don't care who you are, what she did, or what you are, especially if you're a warrior. When I say warrior, I'm talking about a combat athlete.
Yeah.
You don't do that, bro. You just don't do it. You made me come out like Vince Russo here, bro.
Mm-hmm. You know the funny part about a guy like this is the second time he's done this to a woman, right? The guy's a piece of crap. Tank Davis is a piece of crap. There's no other way to say it. He's garbage. Like you said, any guy that hits on a woman, especially a trained fighter, his hands are weapons, and you're punching a girl, throwing her, kicking her, whatever you did, a piece of garbage. You're a great fighter. I'm not denying your ring skill. Out of the ring, you're a piece of trash. And it's just the reality of it. And not many guys will say it that bluntly, but that's what he is.
No, he's garbage. He is garbage. Anybody who look, let's just generalize it like this. Any man, of any profession, of any ilk, you know, I think the only time that I don't condone it at any level, but the only time I'd probably look at it and say, okay, we have to figure that out. It's if you're mentally unstable.
Yeah, that's different. He's not. He's able to fight and train.
Right. Like, I mean, considering the field of work that we do outside.
Yeah, the guys that we work with, okay, they hit a woman, they don't understand the difference. But these guys do. Yeah.
But I still don't condone that, though.
Yeah.
Right. But that's probably the only way you could, in my eyes, make me think, okay.
You can justify it because he's not his mind. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got Jake Paul versus Tank here. This is happening in November.
So what is Jake Paul? 6-7 inches taller than him and about 70 pounds heavier.
6'1", 220 walk around weight against the 5'4",
5'5".
100.
They're giving him 5. They're calling him 5'5".
Okay, well, when he's wearing his shoes, then maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say he's 5'4".
Yeah.
Walking around at a very heavy 130.
Mm-hmm.
What this? Okay, look. As a boxing person, I think this is just stupid. Okay,
it's the equivalent of Brock Lesnar fighting Conor McGregor.
In essence, in MMA, yes. Okay, there's weight classes for a reason. I don't care if this is exhibition or not. This is just stupid. Okay, we've come really far with the sport of boxing in terms to make it credible again, to make it great again. I take that from your man, Mr. Trump. You know, let's make boxing great again, and we've done that. It has been accomplished. Is it still full of problems? Yes. Are promoters still promoters? Yes. But the reality of it is, in the last 5 years, from 2021, 22, since that first Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight, boxing has been at a place where it hasn't been in a long time. Okay. And it's been great. We're getting the fights that we want to see. We're seeing more unification fights. We're seeing more undisputed title fights, right? who cares where the money?
His excellency.
Right. Who cares where the money's coming from? Who cares how it's happening? We're getting the fights that we want, and this is what we're supposed to be getting. This is dumb, man. This makes no sense on any level. I don't care if it's exhibition. I'm being really negative, but dude, I'll be honest. I'll be there watching. Of course, I'll be there watching.
I think what it is that Jake it's a big money fight. It'll be a lot of.
I get it.
I don't know how much you're going to make. 80 million, 100 million, tons of money.
Something like 2 million, 200 million.
Yeah, it's going to be free on Netflix, which is great for us. I'm sure they're going to stack the undercard. And what's going to be fun about this fight is not even the fight itself. It's going to be the press conferences, the smack talking here. Jake's going to call him a woman beater. Tank's going to call him a fake fighter. We're going to be going at it. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Paul camp, the Tank Davis camp. We're going to see a lot of fun.
See a lot. Now, you
said reminds me of the Mayweather McGregor press conference. They were
right.
Some of the best press conferences, exalting each other. It's going to be a lot of hype. What happened in the fight? I mean, Jake. Yes, Tank is a better boxer than Jake, but Jake is just too big and too strong. So I don't think he has enough power.
Like we said, I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we'll break it down more details when we get close to it. But if you just off the top of my dome, this dude is 6'1" to 5'4". He's probably got like a 74, 70, 75 to 80, inch reach compared to his 50 to 70, maybe tops, right?
Yeah,
reach.
I can't remember what the reach was, but it's a big advantage.
Right, it's a huge
Tank's
advantage.
Going to run around and dance around and hope Jake doesn't catch him in the corner, right?
Well, look, if he dances around, he's got the speed on his side. He's got the boxing skill on his side.
Mm-hmm.
What Jake doesn't have.
Yeah.
Yes, Jake has boxing skill, but not
his Tank skill, no.
Right now,
Jake, 2-minute rounds with 2-minute rounds, 2-minute rounds.
Again, 2 10-minute rounds. What the hell? Like, I get it's an exhibition, but honestly, it's just.
They might change that to 3. I guess they could, but right now that's what it stands.
Well, let's see where they go. We don't even know what weight class these guys are going to be fighting at. Like, I don't even know what a catch weight would be for this, because either way, I think
165.
Either way, it doesn't favor Tank in any way. He's going to come in bigger. He's going to be slower. So, I mean, Jake is smart. He initiates these things with these, like. I think what bothers me, he was going for
Tank actually started on a podcast. It's actually about Jake. Started calling him names. So Jake fired back, and then he went to this. And Tank's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Let's fight." So I mean, you can't blame either one of the guys.
But the reality is, everyone talks about it's going to make a lot of money. It's going to do this. I go, yeah, but who's it going to benefit? None of us.
Just those two guys, and
that's it. So people say to me, it's going to make a lot of money, and that's a good thing. Yeah, but for who? If some of that pie was coming to you and me, then sure, I'd be.
Well, the one good thing is they're going to if they stacked undercard good, it'll give a lot of notoriety to the fighters that we never would have heard of if it wasn't.
Hey, and let's hope they do.
One good thing about this,
and I think Jake will do. Let's hope they do a good undercard, because I'll be more interested in the undercard. Hopefully, like you look at Jake Paul's last fight against Tyson, I was more interested. Yes, I was interested in the aura of Mike Tyson coming back, but I was more interested in the Serrano Taylor fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was more interested in the Abel Ramos fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those fights were more endearing to me. The rest of it was a spectacle. So I guess, you know what? We got a pre-Christmas spectacle coming up here. Yep. It is what it is, bro.
Let's see. I don't think it'll do as big numbers. It's going to be huge numbers. I don't think it'll do as big as numbers as Tyson Paul, because Tyson's just so popular. But
Jake said it himself. He hit the ceiling with Mike Tyson. Anything he does after this will never be as big.
Well, that's the biggest boxing fight of all time ever watched, so nobody will top that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe Joshua and Fury might come close to some level.
You got to pay for that. This one's free.
Yeah, but I think if they're scrapping all the pay-per-view and everything, like Turkey's saying, and everyone's already on DAZN.
Oh, yeah. That's right? What it used to be. You'd sign up, you could watch Canelo Triple G for free because you pay for it. So they're going back to that model. Great idea by Turkish.
Well, that's what you want to do if you want to keep the fans there, right?
Some guys were saying on the podcast you on yesterday that Jake Paul's the best promoter in boxing. I love Jake Paul. I'm a big fan of Jake Paul. I don't care what anybody says. I like the guy. However, the best promoter in boxing is Turkish.
Because
he's putting the best fights.
He's putting the best fights up at what Jake Paul's doing with the prospects, what Jake Paul's doing with the ladies. Yes, I have to give him his flowers, right? Mm-hmm. He's doing a great job on that front. As a fighter, I expect more from him. I mean, you had the opportunity to go up against who's that cruiserweight? The Swedish one. Badu Jack. He said, I'll fight you. You're a cruiserweight. Let's fight. Mm-hmm. That's the fight you should have taken, Jake.
I think Jake's going in the lane now. Badu Jack doesn't have a very big name, only among the boxing people. That guy doesn't know who he is. So Jake is going for these Tank Davis,
I get
Canelo's,
it, but if
the
you want
big
to
fight.
sell yourself as a boxer, you got to start fighting in your division, bro.
I don't think he cares about selling himself as a boxer. I think he cares about making big money fights and setting records and numbers, which he has done.
Hey,
That's what I think.
look, I don't have to like it. You can like it. You can love it. You can hate it. But the reality is, we're still all going to tune in.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I have no problem. I mean, what
I don't have a problem with
if
him per
Jake would have
se.
asked me to pick his opponent, I wouldn't have never even thought to pick Tank. I would have picked a big
No,
star, but I'm okay with
hey, shit. Let's do Jake versus Moses.
it. It's a sideshow. It's a spectacle. It's got the
I
WWE
think what
vibe.
bothers me about it is the fact that from very close to Joshua, like you basically jump down 200 pounds and 7 inches in height for your next fight compared to what you were about to go for.
Mm-hmm.
I was all over the Jake Paul versus Joshua fight. I thought that would have been great,
Would have been fun.
right? But this is sideshow clown stuff for me, man. I'm sorry. I'll
Big
just call
money
it what
grab,
it is.
and they always say boxing is about money and numbers, and if that's the case, then these guys are doing it better than anybody.
No, hey, they are, but you know what? And the argument, oh, it brings a casual fan. Yeah, it brings a casual fan for that. But how many of those casual fans are going to tune in to a match room, to a Golden Boy, to a top rank card the following weekend, Queensberry card the following weekend,
Not many.
right?
Not
And
many.
that's it. That's what I'm saying. So really, who are you bringing in? You're just bringing in my opinion, you're bringing in the misfits crowd.
Mm-hmm.
People who don't know anything about boxing but just know the name.
Yep.
That's it. So, anyways, you know what? Good luck to these guys. I'm not shitting
Yep.
on them, but that's just the way I see it.
No, fair enough. I don't have no problem. It doesn't bother me. I
Yeah.
agree. It's a side WWE spectacle, and I'm okay with that. I like entertainment, so I'm good with it.
All right, brother man. I tell you what, we are getting near the end of summer, which means September is coming. Kids go back to school next week, bro. I
Oh,
think they're already back to school in the States now.
they are. Yeah, they are.
But we are in our final week, and this is a shitty one because September 1st is actually Labor Day and they go back the next day. It's more enjoyable when Labor Day falls like so, say September 2nd,
I know.
you know what I mean, is the Monday and you know what I mean, right? So
Yeah.
kids are going back to school right away, so you can hear the parents in the background cheering, a little bit of relaxation and peace. But we got all that coming, but we do have the fight that everyone's been waiting for, Crawford Canelo. We'll break it down in more details. The only reason I bring it up is one of Crawford's good buddies is training with Canelo. One good buddy of his is that everyone says that Crawford dodged, that Crawford didn't want to fight, was one Mr. Boots Ennis.
Does anybody ask Boots why he chose to trade with Canelo? I thought they were buddies. What's the story of that? Is because he felt disrespected because
I think
Bud
he feels
dodged him.
disrespected, but he also says that he is the best, right? This boosts his ego. He called in the one guy that probably that Crawford potentially could be scared of in the ring and didn't want to get into the ring with. So who do you bring in? You bring in that guy.
Yeah.
And Boots is gonna feed his ego because I'll be honest, man. His last fight he looked great, but the two fights before that he didn't look good at all.
Oh,
right? Boots would have gotten his ass kicked by Crawford in the if he looked like he did his last two fights. We got the old Boots back in his last fight, so he looks par again to what he is. A lot of the brothers out there are complaining that Boots is going against them. When I say brothers, they're black dudes.
Yeah, I know. I never say, yeah, they're.
What do they call it? Breaking the code or something?
Yeah.
I seen it on Twitter. There's a couple other black fellas out there that are training with Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
I think, oh look, another two guys that are breaking the bro code or something.
Yeah, a lot of those guys, they see everything through race, right? That's a lot of the reasons why Manny Pacquiao doesn't get enough respect as he should get because of that kind of stuff. I've said that before in the show. Yeah, I think Boots feels disrespected that Crawford can give him that fight. So he said, up yours, pal. I'm going to go train with your toughest yet. And that's just what it is. So maybe that's more fuel for Crawford to show up and beat Canelo. You know what? I've never cheered for Canelo in a fight before because of all the steroids he did against Triple G. But this time, actually, I want him to beat Crawford. Crawford says some things about, makes up stories about Pacquiao doing steroids, never failed a drug test, just jealousy. Pacquiao's had a way better career. Made way more money, so I don't know if he's bitter about that. I don't know what it is, but I actually want Canelo to beat the guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, early on, I'm going to tell you straight up. I think Canelo wins this fight, and I think again, like everybody who goes up against Canelo, the minute you get that first body shot,
I know He hits hard.
Everything changes. You can train as much as you possibly want, but there's
Once he
nobody
hits that,
who
yeah,
delivers a body shot at that weight the
like
way he
Canelo
does.
does. Yeah.
Right? Crawford's moving up 1, 2, 3 weight classes to take this fight. There's weight.
Big risk for Crawford, man. He's taking a big gamble. I respect him
No,
for
I
that.
respect him for all of everything he's doing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm pointing out the obvious here. There's a reason there are weight classes, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, people go, oh, why there's only 5 pounds between weight classes? Well, that 5 pounds makes a huge difference. I don't care who you are. Look at Charlo. He basically took that first body shot. He rode his bicycle for the rest of that fight,
Oh yeah.
right?
So, yeah.
Who was Canelo's last opponent? The fellow that he fought. Same thing, he just rode around on his bicycle after he took that body shot, right?
Oh,
And
it's hard, man.
right, so it's always something like that. So
It's gonna be
Canelo,
a fun fight. I favor Canelo 60-40, but I want him to win. But Crawford could win. They're both amazing fighters. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
well,
It's
we're
at Allegiant
talking
Stadium.
about two of the best in the world here. Anything can possibly happen. I just don't know how that weight's going to translate for Crawford. I don't know if it's going to affect his speed. I don't know if it's going to affect. We don't know any of these
Crawford's
things,
older,
right?
man. Everything's Canelo's older because he fights more than Crawford. But Crawford's older than Canelo. Was he 36?
Yeah, yeah, he's older than him.
Yeah.
But the reality of it also is that Crawford hasn't had a fight in almost a year and a half.
Yeah, he's more fresh.
Well, he's been holding out for this. So how much ring rust does he have?
Yeah.
Right? Do you really want to be shedding ring rust against a Canelo?
Probably not a good idea, but I guess he feels so confident in his skills. And
Right?
he says he has superior footwork, superior hand speed, superior boxing IQ. So we're gonna find out real fast here.
Canelo's lead foot, okay? We
Mhm.
know Canelo just moves like this.
Yeah.
Like he's a lead foot guy. He's not going to bounce around.
No.
Crawford is notoriously a slow starter.
Mhm.
So the way I see it, Crawford has to come up fast because if he sits there to download the information and analyze it and break it down and get ready for the third round, he might have already suffered 2, 3 body shots, and that changes the whole dynamic of the mind.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, we'll see what the pay-per-view numbers do. I don't know how well it's gonna sell. I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to brother man.
Not gonna break any records, but it's gonna be a
No,
good money generating fight.
no. All right. I tell you what, we have a quiet weekend this weekend in boxing. I think everything is just leading up to September 13th now. So it's nice and quiet, So take this time, enjoy it with your families, do whatever you got to do. But I tell you what, we're back, man. We're back. We're back in the saddle. We're going to be pumping this stuff out. We're going to be doing a lot more of the boxing stuff. So you guys will see a lot more from us on the YouTube side. You're killing it.
And next week you start. You're in the boxing prediction league now.
I am. I haven't really given it much thought, to be fair, but I guess once I see what it looks like, what the format is, and what I have to put into it, then we'll get excited, right? So right now, just taking the time to enjoy the evening, and it's quiet and whatnot, and it's great, man.
They have a new scoring format, so if somebody doesn't make before, if you don't make the show, you send them your picks. But now, when we start like season 2, if you don't make the show, you're gonna minus you 3 points, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we'll figure it all out.
We'll
see what we can do.
It'll be 11:15 Wednesday. For me, it's 10:15 Wednesday. That's when they do it.
And it works well because the little one's in school, the little one misses school, so I can just do this while she's at school.
That's fun.
There you go. Anything happen this week or the last few weeks in the world of boxing history or Canadian history? Do you have anything?
Nothing really significant of Canadian history. Some guys that most people haven't heard of, but Sugar Ray Robinson, 1950, avenged his first knockout, first round, 1950. So was that 75 years ago?
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys and gals, my name is Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels. We are in the final week. Well, no, not the final week of summer, but the final week of summer holidays up here in Canada. So take the time, spend time with your family, get out there, enjoy it, because you know what? We just go back into the grind, man. And before you know it, it's going to be Christmas, man. I already saw Halloween stuff at Costco.
Yeah, Halloween spirit's opening up pretty fast around here, man.
Right? There you go. So Halloween is just around the corner, literally. So guys, relax, enjoy, drink, smoke, do whatever makes you happy. Enjoy the barbecue. Just get home to your family nice and safe. And remember, don't give up on your dreams. Work really, really hard, because no one's going to work for you. Not even the big man upstairs. He'll reward you for working hard. He's not going to reward you for doing nothing.
Absolutely. Well said.
Samp and Chance are out.